can't have a title. No. No. No! Oh, thank God. Oh, don't let anyone take you away from me. No one can take you away.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me, and ease my mind. Imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. You and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is Anarchy, and we're coming at you from Paris, France, in the catacombs, famed place of solace for criminals, refugees, and revolutionaries throughout the ages. And if that doesn't take your history boner from 6 to midnight, I don't think anything is going to. You see, the word catacombs finds its first use in ancient Rome. It was a word used to describe a system of tunnels beneath the city. You see, any city worth its salt, any city that stood for more than a few hundred years, has been at one point or another completely and totally destroyed. Whether by fire, by war, or by famine, the city at one point or another will die. And the new city, when people rebuild, is built upon the old city, and the tunnels underneath the substructure is left, because it's a great deal of work to fill in those tunnels, and why would we when we need a place to bury our dead? So literally, the new is built upon the bones, the corpse of the old. Which brings me to my opponent, Ethan Carnage. I know we've been looking forward to this for a long time, and when we step into that ring, there's going to be a little bit of a difference between me and you that people are going to notice right off the bat. I'm not sure how to put it. It's difficult to illustrate. Maybe if I can get a little help. Can someone help me out here?
Old and busted, new hotness.
Well, I couldn't have said it any better myself. Old and busted, new hotness. Old and busted, new hotness. You see, Ethan, just like the cities of old, my legacy, my career would be built upon your corpse, on your ashes, your bones. I'm going to rise toward the sky, and there is no end for me. You see, every morning finds me a little bit stronger, just a little bit faster and a little bit smarter, whereas I'm sure for you, it's a little different. Every morning seems to find you a little weaker, a little slower than before, a little achy maybe, and just so much more tired than before. You see, don't let the spattering of gray on the top of my head fool you. I am full of vim and vigor and piss and vinegar. I'm faster and I'm stronger than you'll ever be. And tonight at our match, there's going to come a point where you're exhausted. You're laying on that mat trying to find yourself, and I'm going to step out of the ring. And I'm going to reach up under the apron. And I'm going to look into the treasure trove, the assortment of goodies that they have for me down there, and I'm going to pull out an old favorite, a classic, if you will, the steel chair. And I'm going to climb back into that ring, and I'm going to lay that steel chair not on your head like you laid that X Division title on my head, laying me out. I'm going to lay it in the center of the ring. And then we're going to continue to dance our dance. We're going to move circles around that steel chair, but there's going to come a moment where I'm taking you off of those ropes and I'm going to wrap my arm around that waddle you call a neck, and I'm going to dash your head into that steel chair, giving you a cold, hard epiphany. You see, you told me a lot over the past couple of weeks. I've learned a lot just from listening to you, and you mentioned something that really stuck out to me about savoring the moment. So I took your advice. I know you've seen me chugging those Bud Lights, those party guys. I've never been a savor it kind of guy. I've been a gobble it down and move on to the next thing. I've been a glutton when it comes to something I want, but I bought a little bit of Danish mead, and I thought, hell, why not? Enjoy the finer things for once. I had a little sip. And you're right. It's good. A little taste of apple, honey aftertaste, notes of cinnamon, and the whiskey barrel it was stored in. Just a hint of that charcoal from the whiskey. It is worth doing. Now, I know we're in the catacombs. And I'm sure you know that in the Paris catacombs, there are passages lined with skulls all along the side. It's really beautiful if you stop and think about it. Each one a catalog, a history, a memory of someone's entire life, a lifetime of misery, a lifetime of pain, or a lifetime of happiness, ecstasy, and joy, wrapped up and emblazoned forever on the wall. Now, just for me, I want you to imagine two of those skulls, side by side next to each other, but not facing outward. Let's turn them inward, facing each other for an eternity, locked in a battle that never truly ends. That's us. Tonight is not the ending. Tonight is the beginning. We're just getting started, Ethan Carnage, but by the time I'm finished with you, it's going to be clear to everyone else that I am the new city, and you are the crumbled remains of what once was.